What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RideRazor. My name is Austin, and in today's video, we're gonna be taking it back to the basics. We're gonna be teaching you guys how to drop in. There's multiple different ways of dropping in, and we'll go over all those in this video. But essentially what dropping in is just making your way down a ramp from the top, so you can either A, go up another ramp, or B, come back straight up the ramp that you dropped in on. So to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that we haven't done this trick yet, but after going to the skate park pretty recently, I've noticed that it is a trick that a lot of the younger riders have been struggling with. So I'm hoping me breaking it down will help you guys get comfortable doing this guy. So essentially what dropping in is where you're gonna set yourself up on the top of a quarter pipe or a bank or a pool, whatever it is that you guys wanna drop in on. But you set yourself up on the top and then make your way down the ramp. The reason it's called dropping in is because on a skateboard, dropping in is where you set up your deck or your skateboard on the coping, you set yourself up and then you drop in, pretty much making your way down the ramp. On a scooter, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Set yourself up on the top of the ramp, on the coping or whatever else is there, and make your way into the ramp. So when it comes to learning how to drop in, there's actually a few different ways you can do it. The easiest way and the most common way to learn how to drop in is where you're gonna take your scooter, you're gonna go to the ramp that you guys wanna learn how to drop in on, and what you're gonna do is actually hang your front wheel over the coping, so your front wheel is facing inside the ramp and your back wheel is still on top of the ramp. Essentially what you're gonna do is put your scooter around halfway over it, so your scooter's halfway in the ramp, halfway on top. Put your back foot on the scooter, put your front foot on the scooter, and slowly just lean so your front wheel starts to go in the ramp and you'll make your way down it. You don't need to worry about your back wheel getting stuck. Your momentum is gonna take your scooter and yourself down that ramp, so there's no need to worry about what's going on top of the ramp or your back wheel. You're pretty much gonna be good to go the second you start to lean forward. So once you guys have actually dropped in and you're starting to go down the ramp, you're not gonna want to continue to lean forward. You only really wanna lean forward just to get yourself going in, because if you stay leaning forward, you guys are gonna go over your bars. So the second you feel like you're starting to go in the ramp, that's when you can start to pull back a little bit, bend your knees so you guys pump down the ramp, and you also don't loop back or forward. You're gonna wanna pretty much ground yourself, keep your center of gravity right there in the middle of your scooter, and take the ramp all the way down. Obviously, if you guys are doing this on a smaller ramp, you're not gonna have to worry about it as much. But when it comes to dropping it on vert quarters, your body weight and your center of gravity comes into play a lot more than you would think. Okay, so once you guys have locked in dropping in with your scooter on top of the coping, you guys can start to work on the other way to drop in. And pretty much that way is where you actually ride and hop into the ramp. So essentially, if you wanted to get more speed to air a quarter or fly out higher than you ever could, you can only really get so much speed when you've already planted yourself on top of the ramp and dropped in. But if you guys already came in hot with all the speed that you need and you actually bunny hopped into the ramp, you would gain more speed and actually be able to go higher than you ever could before. So once you guys have already been comfortable dropping in with 1 foot or 2 feet on the top of the coping, you guys can slowly work on riding parallel next to the ramp and then jumping and hopping in. That's a really good one to know. And then once you guys get comfortable with that, you can actually work on riding straight and jumping in. The only difference with that is you have to have the timing down a little bit. Depending on how fast you're going, you might have to jump a little early to make up for all the ground that you're gonna be jumping, so you don't clear all the way to flat. But honestly, as you guys practice this trick more and more, you'll start to understand it and start to get more comfortable with it. Okay, sweet. So now we know how to do the trick, let's talk about where to do the trick. When I learned how to drop in, I took it to a nice, small quarter pipe, even a bank, to be honest with you, that I just wasn't scared of. I didn't want to learn how to drop in on some crazy big vert ramp. I learned how to drop in on a nice mellow ramp. Once I dialed it in there, slowly worked my way up to bigger and bigger ramps, and now I can pretty much drop in on any ramp I want, and it's a lot of fun. It really does allow you just to use more of the skate park. It allows you to ride bigger obstacles, and it's definitely something that you guys should learn how to do. So work your way up from something small bank, small quarter pipe. Definitely start with the on top of the ramp, starting with 1 foot on the coping method, and then once you guys dial that in, start to work on all the other methods. Okay, cool. So I will have to say, I know this trick can be a bit scary in the beginning, especially for new riders, but I promise you, just crossing that mental fear barrier, the second you guys attempt it once, you'll understand what you're getting yourself into, and you'll realize that it really isn't as scary as you thought it was. So please just keep that in mind. If you guys don't feel comfortable, walk away, come back another day. But once you guys feel confident doing it, I'm telling you, do it one time and all fear will be gone. It's all about just getting that first attempt down, and the rest should be no problem.